going on, everybody? This is Jenny Coco here, and I am coming at you with my review of a book that I just read called The First Lie Wins. And it's a book by an author by the name of Ashley Elston, I believe. I just completed this book. It was a pretty good read. I was convinced to read the book because I saw it trending on Goodreads, and also it was highlighted on Audible. So I downloaded the Kindle version and also paired it with the audio version. Just finished it a little while ago, and it was, like I said, it was interesting. Did it live up to the hype that I have since starting reading it a couple of days ago have found? Not for me, and but I did like it overall. I gave it about a 4 out of 5 stars, and the reason why I took off from it is because after I saw how much hype this book got, I was anticipating something pretty grand, and I didn't get that with this. I got good, but not awesome, not great, not mind-blowing. So let me just give you what the general synopsis of this book is. The book is about a young lady who, when we first are introduced to her, is named Evie Porter. And she is basically someone who is dating this guy by the name of Ryan Sumner. They've not been dating long. I think they've recently moved in with each other, and she's getting to know his friends, and they're kind of judging her, trying to see if she measures up, to Ryan, because apparently he's all that in a bag of chips. He's wealthy. They want to make sure that she's not trying to glom onto him like some sort of gold digger or something. And it seems pretty tame in the beginning, but as time moves on, we begin to realize that this Evie is not what she seems. There's a lot of flashbacks in the book. The first flashback takes us back to her life 8 years prior, where she was, I guess, a teenager perhaps, and she was robbing people using the skills that her mother taught her with wigs and makeup, because her mother was like a makeup artist and like a beautician, I guess. Her mother was sick, and she would basically go out and use makeup and wigs to rob people, disguising herself so they wouldn't know who she was. What she didn't know, though, is on one of her jobs that she did, she was being watched and observed by someone. And when she went back home after she robbed some folks at a party, she went back home to her mother, who was ill, told her mother she had been somewhere else, and her mother was bragging on her, talking about, "I'm so proud of you, you're going to do so well in life," not knowing that her daughter was a thief. She then finds she's contacted by this person who refers to themselves as Mr. Smith. And I think they call her on her phone, and they tell her, "Hey, I got a good opportunity for you. We're going to have you do some jobs that are not peanuts like this one." So eventually she gets into this whole world of conning by Mr. Smith, who basically elevates her life, says he's going to pay her a lot of money, which he does. And she becomes like this big time con artist. Now, this isn't all revealed initially in the book. It is, kind of led up to as the book progresses. And I will say one of the things that I did like about the book is that it kind of took time to get to all of this information. We had to do a lot of flashbacks to some of her different personas that Mr. Smith had her doing, and she would be sent to these places to infiltrate these people's lives and somehow get information from Mr. Smith, get resources for Mr. Smith, set up situations for Mr. Smith so that he can control, situations. And this is basically what she was. She was like a spy. She was like a super spy, and the more jobs she did, the better she got. But eventually, she got to the point of being this spy for Mr. Smith, where she was like, "I don't know if I like this no more. And I think that Mr. Smith is setting me up for something else." And she was right, because he was. setting her up for something else. So in the job that she's doing when we discover her in the book as Evie Porter, dating her boyfriend Ryan, this too is a job that she is doing for Mr. Smith. Initially, we don't know that. We learn this later. Long story short, as she's doing jobs in the past, has met other people who also do jobs as well for Mr. Smith. She collaborates with them, and they kind of join forces to bring Mr. Smith down. By the time we get to the end of the book, I'm a little bit confused because some of the characters got a little bit muddled to me, and I wasn't quite sure what was happening when. At one point in the book, though, I was thinking that Mr. Smith, because she doesn't know who Mr. Smith is. Whenever he contacts her, he has a voice distortion device distorting his voice. She doesn't know who he is. She's never seen him, so she doesn't know his identity. So by the time she decides she wants to break away from him, she says the best way is to figure out who he is and to bring him down. I'm laughing right now because I had just revealed the plot, and I don't want to reveal the plot for y'all because that's going to ruin it for y'all. I don't want y'all to know how things end up turning out because you might want to read this book. So I edited that part out. Don't worry about that. Anyway, all in all, I enjoyed the book. It was decent. The cliffhanger, or not cliffhanger, it wasn't a cliffhanger. The twist, the plot twist at the end, it was a plot twist. It was. I was surprised by it because I had thought, like I said, somebody else was Mr. Smith. It turns out it was someone different. But the person that I thought was Mr. Smith, I guess it's, when you think about it, it's not that too far-fetched. So it wasn't something when I found out who it was that I was like, oh, no way. It wasn't that. It wasn't that. I was like, oh, okay, well, okay. Yeah, okay, I get it. Yeah, it was that. So that's why I don't give this book the rave reviews that I heard. I heard one girl say, this book now defines this type of book. No, ma'am. No, it doesn't. This is like a suspense book, a thriller book type thing. No, I've definitely read books that are mysteries and thrillers that are better than this. So no, I'm not going to give it that. But if you're interested in a book that's kind of like a mystery, kind of a plot twisty kind of book, something that you'll have to read and really observe and absorb in order to find out what's going on as you go, and then has a, kind of a gotcha or a plot twist at the end. If you're interested in those kind of books, then you probably would like this book. So check it out. I enjoyed it for the most part. Like I said, 4 out of 5 stars.